Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different as I want to share with you my personal story of how I went from being a medical doctor to a professional photographer. Growing up, I had always had an interest in art, but due to family influences and my curiosity for how the human body worked, I eventually went to medical school. About midway through medical school, I started to feel like something was missing in my life. And I had this burden, to explore my passion for creating art. And at one point, I wanted to drop out of school and study fine art. I struggled a lot internally, and many of my friends didn't understand me. And besides that, I knew that dropping out of school would break my mother's heart. I eventually graduated. I worked as a doctor for a while, for like 5 years. I loved being a doctor, and it was really nice helping people. But I felt like I needed a creative outlet, to balance out the intense and emotionally draining work that I was doing as a doctor. So I took up photo editing as a hobby back then. On my desktop, I started editing photos on my desktop and trying out different graphics, trying to manipulate images and so on. Then I discovered photography with DSLRs, and I started eventually taking pictures like landscapes, pictures of nature, and then I started taking portraits of my friends and family. I love the process of capturing a moment and turning it into a beautiful image that could be treasured forever. And I love the pure thrill, of creating images out of nothing and editing them. As time went on, I started to get more serious, about photography, and I invested in better equipment. I started studying on YouTube, teaching myself about photography, trying to improve my skills. And I found myself spending more and more time on photography. And I eventually realized that I wanted to make it a major thing in my life, and turn it into a business. At the time I discovered photography, I wasn't working in hospitals anymore. I'd already done that for 5 years, like I said, but I was still active in the health space, working with an NGO, doing more of preventive medicine. So as my photography practice grew, I was really tempted to quit my job and to start photography full-time as a business. It was a scary decision to make, but I knew that if I didn't make that decision, I would always wonder, what if? So I eventually ended up combining the two, still keeping my job, my main job in public health with the NGO, and starting my photography business as a side hustle. It wasn't easy, and there were definitely times when I doubted myself and I wondered if I'd made the right decision. I remember times when I'm probably covering a wedding and I'll just be asking myself, is this really what I want to do? Am I making a mistake? My colleagues were busy getting postgraduate degrees and doing their residency and moving on with their medical careers, and I just kept on wondering if I had made the right decision. I was doubting. There were times of doubt. There were times when I wasn't sure, but I kept pushing myself and working hard, and eventually I started to see the success. I was able to create beautiful images that my clients loved, people loved, my family loved, my friends, and I was able to make an extra income as well, doing something that I truly enjoyed. Now, after 12 years, looking back, I can see that my experience as a doctor actually even helped me in my photography business and my photography career, because through my networks and contacts and my knowledge of the system, I was able to begin to start providing photography services within the health space. I was able to get into doing photography assignments for different health organizations. And on the flip side, photography also helped my career as a doctor, because I was able to use my photography skills, to add value to the public health projects that I was involved in. Not only that, photography opened doors for me that I probably would not have been able to open as a doctor. It got me to meet, different kinds of people from all walks of life, from the young boy or in the village, or the young single mother in the village, in a remote village in Abia State, to the offices of people in government, even vice presidents, ex-presidents, and so on. And so it's been an amazing ride. Photography has really changed my life, and I have no regrets whatsoever. So that's my story from how I went from being a medical doctor to a professional photographer. Now, if you're someone who is considering a career change, I strongly urge you, to follow your passion. Follow your passion. Make time for your passion. Make time for your dreams. Don't be afraid to do something different from what everybody else is doing. Don't be afraid to take that step, and pursue what you have envisioned in your mind, even if it looks like it is totally opposite from what you're doing currently. Because yes, we've heard of many doctors who transit into other careers like IT and so on, but it's not a common thing. Most times the level of commitment that you put into pursuing a medical degree and becoming a doctor is usually significant, and many people don't want to let that go. I spent like 9.5 years in medical school, and sometimes I ask myself, and people ask me, that is all that going to waste? But I have no regrets. Like I said, being a doctor has made my particular approach to photography different, has made me unique as a person. And so I would strongly encourage you that you should follow your passion. And if you persist, you'll find that it will definitely be worth it, and you will reap the dividends in time. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.